What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Roman's Creative Academy. As always, I'm Jay.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're going to talk about everything asset protection. The unsexy stuff, but the stuff that covers your ass.
Big time.
So here's the thing. Protection should not stop at LLCs. And I know this is controversial, and you're probably like, Jay, like, I'm covered. Like, if something happens, they're not coming after me. They're just coming for whatever's in the LLC. But here's something that we learned, right? The LLC can have more than one property. So that's risk tolerance. So that's the first point that I want to talk about is your risk tolerance. Some states a property costs $1 million. Some states it's $100,000. So knowing your risk tolerance is really, really important when it comes to asset protection.
And who owns that LLC?
But let's dive right into it. What additional asset protection can you have within your business? Mike?
Absolutely. So biggest thing and first and foremost is just like I had mentioned, who is the owner of that LLC? So let's just say you have a property in an LLC and you get sued for one reason or another. Not only are they going to come after everything that's in that LLC, but if you are the direct owner of the LLC that the property is in, right, or whatever asset that's in that LLC, they can clearly see who the owner is, and they can list you as the person in the lawsuit outside of your LLC. So how do you take it a step further? You want to have your holding company be the owner of your LLC, not you as an individual. A holding company is basically, it's called a parent company. So it's up here. All of your LLCs are owned by that holding company, and that holding company should be filed in one of three states: Wyoming, Nevada, or Delaware. They are a non-disclosure state, meaning that if anybody was to sue you and then also wants to sue your holding company, they actually have to fly to the state and go to the courthouse in that state and actually pull physical records. So you're still able to get sued, but it makes it that much harder.
Now, we should have prefaced this. We're not attorneys or
Correct.
CPAs, so make sure that you consult with your attorney in the state that you're in, because like some weird states out there, or loner states, one of which is Texas, they have their own rules. So this is from our experience. Always, always, always consult with your attorney of what is the best structure for you. But yes, holding companies is one of the most popular ways to set up your empire with asset protection. Now, moving forward from that, another thing that we like to talk about is insurance policies. And of course, when you close on a property, you need insurance policies. But let's take that a step further, and that is umbrella policies that encompass, it's just what it sounds like, it encompasses all of your properties underneath one umbrella policy for added protection or coverage, right? So it's always good to have that. And when you get sued, because sometimes it's inevitable, things happen, insurance companies will ask about that. Do you have an additional umbrella policy, and what that looks like? So if you don't know what an umbrella policy is, definitely look into it. See if it's something that it's going to benefit you down the road, which I would say would benefit a lot of people.
Reach out to your insurance provider for your properties to see if they offer that and what the terms of that would be. You typically will pay for that policy outside of escrow or outside of your mortgage payment. But just like Jay said, it's an added protection in case the lawsuit goes over what you're already covered for. It then enacts the umbrella.
Yep. And then third, Mike, I'll let you take this one.
Yep, absolutely. So third is land trusts. So it's something that we actively do, and it's something that's very big in the creative space. But no matter what property you buy, whether it's creative or traditional or cash, you can put your home in what's called a land trust. This is for estate planning purposes, and it allows for one, basically easy maneuverability if something were to happen to you and you have that home in the land trust, right?
Basically, if something happens to you, you're not sending down a pile of
Doo-doo.
excuse my French, shit down to your kids if you have kids or family members, stuff like that. There is a plan for it all.
Absolutely. And in the creative space, they're used for multiple different reasons. And we always go over this with our students on, the reasons being behind it and how to set them up and why to do it. They're very easy to do. We actually put most of our properties in trusts for multiple different reasons.
And then last but not least that we want to touch upon is water and sewer line protection through your local provider, right? So we invest in Philly, and American Water is a big provider that offers protection on our water and sewer line.
So it's pretty cool. For our sewer line protection, it's like $9 per month. And basically what happens is any part of the sewer line in the house and any part of the sewer line outside the house, if it ever collapses, breaks, springs a leak, takes a crap, right? You are fully protected with that $9.99, I think it is, per month for us, at least in Philly. And the city or American Water will actually come replace your sewer line with no added expense out of pocket to you. It's a no-brainer. If your provider actually provides that, no doubt you should definitely have it. And then we also have it for the plumbing inside the house and the water line. So if there's a major plumbing issue in the house, if the water line cracks or breaks, it's tens of thousands of dollars to have to dig up the sidewalk, hire a police officer to block the street, replace it, put it all back together. That will all be covered with this insurance, which is basically pennies on the dollar in retrospect.
I think the total that we pay on a monthly basis is like $20 to $25 per property. For a peace of mind and I can sleep at night. Absolutely.
Especially in areas where we invest. We're here in Pennsylvania. A lot of the properties are very old. They were built in the 30s and 40s. Sometimes the sewer lines are the original ones or the water lines. Eventually they're going to break. That's just a given. It's just when will it break? And if it does break and you don't have this insurance, you are going to be held responsible and it's going to cost you a crap load of money.
So once you start buying properties or when you start acquiring more, we encourage you to look at asset protection in its entirety so that you can account for expenses like this up front. The reason I say that is because it's easier to account for these expenses up front and make sure the deal works even with the expenses rather than backtracking and then adding them down the road. Especially as a beginner, you never know what additional coverage is going to save your butt.
Absolutely, right? So in terms of if it's like asset protection, there are many different routes that fall into this, from legal to accounting to property
maintenance type stuff,
right? All that stuff. But one thing that we are really big on and that we drive home with our students is knowing all of your options before diving head first. There are certain things in life where you want to say, okay, I'll jump and find the parachute on the way down. But things like this are not one that you want to find the parachute on the way down, because at that point, it's too late.
And we're not here to scare you. We want you to take action, but take action in the right steps.
Yep. Absolutely.
So you're probably thinking, Mike J., where can I start, right? I want to make sure that my empire is set up correctly. I can go to an attorney, but that's thousands of dollars. Here's the thing. We have partnered with Prime Corporate Services that has helped not only us set up our empire, but many of our students. So if you use this link in the description, you will get a free 1-hour consultation with them so that they can dive deep into what your empire will look like or what it looks like right now.
And they will give you suggestions on how to maneuver things.
Yep. And they're not just a company. They have in-house attorneys and CPAs that can really give you that legal advice you're looking for.
It's definitely a one-stop shop. And all of our students, we always go over this on the first day.
Yes. So I think for us, it's a no-brainer. Just take 1 hour of your time to look at your asset protection. You'll thank yourself later.
And most attorneys charge a pretty buck for their 1 hour call with you to dive into things.
Yep.
So for 1 hour for free, definitely hit that link below, book your 1 hour free consultation, and see how they can help.
So with that being said, I think that's all we've got with asset protection. We won't continue to bore you. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, let us know. And we will see you next week.
Absolutely. And always remember to like and subscribe if you like the content that we put out.
See you guys.